Phonetics is the study of the physical properties of speech sounds, including their production, transmission, and reception. It examines the articulatory, acoustic, and auditory aspects of speech, focusing on how sounds are produced by the human vocal tract, how they are transmitted through the air as waves, and how they are perceived by the listener. Phonetics is concerned with the concrete, measurable aspects of speech sounds. In languages, it examines the patterns of sounds, their distribution, and how they are used to convey meaning in different languages. Phonology also investigates the abstract, mental representations of speech sounds in the human mind. Morphology is the study of the structure and formation of words in a language, including the rules governing how words are formed, their components, morphemes, and how they are related to one another. It examines the internal structure.
Syntax refers to the rules and principles that govern the structure of sentences and phrases in a language. It encompasses grammar rules such as word order, punctuation, and sentence structure that determine the arrangement and combination of words to form coherent and meaningful expressions. Semantics refers to the study of meaning in language, including how words and phrases convey specific ideas, concepts, and relationships within a given context. It explores the interpretation of linguistic expressions and the underlying principles governing their usage and comprehension. Pragmatics is a branch of linguistics that deals with the study of language in use and the ways context can affect meaning, including the social and cultural aspects of communication. It focuses on how speakers use language in real-world situations to achieve particular goals and how meaning is inferred beyond the literal interpretation of words and sentences. Sociolinguistics is the study of how language is used in social contexts and how social factors such as class, gender, ethnicity, and age influence language variation and use. It explores how language reflects and shapes social identities, interactions, and power dynamics within communities and societies. Psycholinguistics is the interdisciplinary study of the psychological and neurological factors that enable humans to acquire, produce, comprehend, and use language. It explores topics such as language processing, language acquisition, language disorders, language and thought, and the cognitive mechanisms underlying language use. Neurolinguistics is the study of the neural mechanisms underlying language processing and production. It explores how the brain processes language, including the areas of the brain involved, the neural pathways used, and the cognitive processes associated with language comprehension, production, and acquisition. It combines insights from neuroscience, linguistics, psychology, and other related fields to understand how language is represented and processed in the brain. Computational linguistics is a field of study that combines linguistics with computer science to develop algorithms and computational models for understanding, processing, and generating natural language. It involves the application of techniques from areas such as machine learning, natural language processing, and artificial intelligence to analyze and manipulate language data, enabling computers to understand human language, translate between languages, generate text, and perform other language-related tasks.
Historical linguistics is the study of how languages change over time and how they are related to one another through common ancestry. It investigates the historical processes that have shaped languages, such as sound changes, grammatical changes, and lexical borrowing. Historical linguists use methods, such as comparative linguistics, to reconstruct the ancestor languages from which modern languages descended, and to trace the patterns of linguistic evolution. This field provides insights into the development and relationships of languages and contributes to our understanding of human culture, migration, and prehistory.
Dialectology is the branch of linguistics that focuses on the study of dialects within a language. It examines variations in pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, and other linguistic features across different regions, social groups, or other identifiable communities. Dialectologists analyze these variations to understand the geographical, social, and historical factors that influence language variation and change. They may also investigate dialects' relationship to standard language varieties and the attitudes and perceptions associated with different dialects.
Language acquisition is indeed considered a branch of linguistics, known as developmental linguistics or language development. It focuses on the study of how individuals acquire their native language from infancy through childhood and beyond. This branch of linguistics investigates the cognitive, social, and environmental factors that influence language acquisition, as well as the stages and processes involved in learning language, including phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. Researchers in this field use various methods, including observational studies, experimental research, and computational modeling, to understand the mechanisms underlying language acquisition. Language typology is the study of languages in terms of their structural features and how they relate to one another across different languages. Typological research investigates similarities and differences in aspects such as word order, grammatical features, phonological systems, and morphological patterns. It aims to classify languages into types or categories based on these features and explore the underlying principles that govern linguistic diversity. Stylistics is the study of linguistic and literary style, focusing on how language is used to convey meaning, evoke emotions, and create aesthetic effects in written or spoken texts. It examines various aspects of style, including vocabulary choice, sentence structure, figurative language, tone, and rhetorical devices, to analyze how these elements contribute to the overall impact and interpretation of a text. Stylistic analysis often involves close reading and interpretation of literary works, as well as the application of linguistic principles to understand the stylistic choices made by authors and speakers. Applied linguistics is a field of study that focuses on the practical application of linguistic theories and methods to address real-world issues related to language learning, teaching, translation, communication disorders, language policy, and language planning. It involves the application of insights from linguistics to solve problems and improve language-related practices in various domains, such as education, healthcare, technology, and international relations. Applied linguistics draws on knowledge from areas such as psycholinguistics, sociolinguistics, language acquisition, and language teaching methodology to develop effective strategies and solutions for language-related challenges. Discourse analysis is the study of spoken or written language in use, focusing on how language is used to convey meaning within social contexts. It examines the structure, content, and functions of language in communication, considering elements such as text coherence, speech acts, conversational implicature, and discourse markers. Discourse analysis often involves examining patterns of language use, power dynamics, cultural norms, and how these factors influence communication and interpretation in various contexts, such as conversations, interviews, media texts, and political discourse. Forensic linguistics is the application of linguistic principles and methods to legal contexts, particularly in the analysis of language evidence in legal cases. It involves using linguistic analysis to address questions related to authorship attribution, plagiarism detection, voice identification, language interpretation, and the analysis of written or spoken evidence in legal proceedings. Forensic linguists may assist in criminal investigations, civil litigation, intellectual property disputes, and other legal matters where language plays a central role. They apply techniques from various subfields of linguistics, such as sociolinguistics, discourse analysis, and corpus linguistics, to provide expert opinions and insights in legal settings. Corpus linguistics is a branch of linguistics that involves the study of language based on large collections of texts known as corpora. A corpus is a structured set of texts that are systematically collected and analyzed to uncover patterns and regularities in language use. Corpus linguistics uses computational tools and methods to analyze linguistic phenomena such as word frequencies, collocations, syntactic structures, and discourse patterns across different genres, registers, and languages. It provides empirical evidence for linguistic theories and insights into language variation, change, and usage in different contexts. Cognitive linguistics is a branch of linguistics that studies the relationship between language and cognition, focusing on how language reflects and shapes thought processes. It explores how language structures and conceptualizes our understanding of the world, emphasizing the role of mental representations, conceptual categories, and cognitive processes in language use and comprehension. Cognitive linguistics rejects the idea of a separate, abstract language faculty and instead proposes that language is deeply intertwined with other cognitive abilities and experiences. It investigates phenomena such as metaphor, image schemas, conceptual metaphors, prototype theory, and cognitive grammar to understand how language reflects and influences human cognition.